Okay, that's live.
Are we streaming?
That's live.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Unscripted.
Hey. Hi,
Hey.
everyone. Hi, Gisele.
Hi, Andy.
Okay, so Gisele doesn't like the afternoon.
I'm not a big fan of this afternoon thing. And also, we have had like a gazillion technical issues.
Yeah.
Coming in here because apparently people have been
Which
using
is
this booth all
way
day.
more. Is way more than a billion.
Oh,
A gazillion is so much more.
it's so much more.
Welcome to Unscripted, the program where you never know. You just don't know, folks.
Don't
so
know.
we don't
If
know,
we don't know,
so you don't know.
And just
Welcome.
who knows?
Yes.
If you know, please let us know in the notes.
But if you know, please tell us.
If you know, do let us know.
Yeah. The podcast of Unscripted, where no script has been scripted.
Right. And we are coming off of, man, it seems like fast summer, but I just went back to Grandma's house and better silence my phone. It's probably my mom. She's ringing through. Mom's always...
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, she just made chicken tortilla soup, apparently, so that sounds good. Get to the Tipsy Bean. Get some
Yeah,
chicken tortilla
seriously,
soup.
I'm so hungry right now. Well, that's the other thing about the afternoon. Like,
I'm hungry, and I'm, like, tired. I'm like...
Yeah.
We're going to have to figure this out, people.
Yeah.
We got a podcast in the morning.
I wouldn't
We are not ourselves.
Yeah, I'm fine, honestly.
Oh, okay. I meant that as a singular exclamation.
I mean, I should have said...
He should have agreed with me if he was a good
yes,
co-host.
we are not fine.
We are not
Giselle's
fine.
not fine. if Mama ain't happy. So no, you're fine. You're like all the things stack up. That's what afternoon.
The things
like
stack up.
You know, you start the day fresh. We come
in.
I'm
You're
bouncing
on espresso, and like my mind's fired up, and I'm thinking about yesterday, not today. And I don't want to talk about today because it's still happening.
You had a night for your brain to store all your memories.
Right.
To process. Everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
I am a morning person. Like I'm not just like bounce out of bed and like embrace the world, but I like to just get up and get going, get my coffee in me, and then
that's why we're
massive production happens.
Yeah, and that's why we're meeting at 9:30 so that you could like
take that time.
Right.
Yeah.
But 2 p.m. 2 p.m. folks.
Also, like this place doesn't open till 9. That was why.
Right. We're thinking about trying to swipe the key.
Yeah.
To get in here.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Should we set up our own studio?
Yeah.
And what would that look like? I mean, should we have something other than this beautiful foam background?
Audio foam.
We could do anything. Sky's
could.
the limit. We could have fat heads of ourselves.
Nobody wants to see a fat head of me.
We could do the green screen thing, but that
do you
requires
know
time.
Do you know what my nose would look like on a fat? I mean, you've already seen our caricature.
Well, I was
my nose
gonna
is massive.
yeah, we should do that. We should have our logo behind us. I'm gonna get a big fat head of us, our logo.
Okay.
For my office. We're going to set it up in there and put that, and that's going to be our background.
Yes.
That's going to be amazing.
Yeah,
I'm
you do whatever,
it.
Yes, you do whatever you want.
Because I have super purpley hair in that, and I love it.
Super purpley.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what you folks have been experiencing, but it is getting towards the end of summer.
Yeah.
People, Jen's back at school,
so
right. Teachers are back, kids are back.
Because the Tipsy Bean has been slow the last couple weeks. Like, weekends are okay, but the weekdays, massive reduction because, like, everybody's in back-to-school mode. So, like, the college students haven't found a routine. They're not really studying yet, they haven't gotten the mojo. So,
they're drinking more beer and less coffee at this point.
Yeah, they're getting back together with their friends, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So it's more like mid-September that things start rolling, like all even like elementary, middle school stuff. The teachers, everybody, parents are getting into their routine. It takes a few weeks for them to get back in routine, and it takes a few weeks for the college kids to settle in, and then we'll start really seeing an uptick. But in the meantime, it gets kind of slow, which isn't terrible because honestly, summer's crazy. There's so much to do, so many events, and
this summer has been.
It's kind of good to wind up. Summer has been busy.
Crazy for you.
Do I sound tired?
I said off the crazy, but I don't know what that means. It's been off the crazy.
And then I ended summer. Me and my boyfriend went down to grandma's, and I love grandma.
Oh, we have a couple of episodes.
We
with
do because I
grandma
see grandma
stories.
a lot.
Yeah, and
she's great.
one day, please.
Oh my God! If I can get
Guest
her
appearance.
back up here, or you go to Tennessee and we podcast live there.
Please.
I need
please
grandma
make that
on
happen.
this
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
She's actually I was just in an anthology book. It just came out, and it's Granny's Recipes for Life.
Oh.
And you can find it on Amazon. Our good friend Tiffany Colazzo, she put it together, and there's like 17 of us in there, authors in there, and we each give a story that our grandmas taught us about life.
Oh.
And so it's pretty fun, and it's all local people. It's all local
that's
business
awesome.
owners and stuff, just kind of giving their advice from Granny. It's fantastic, and
So from everybody's grandmother.
yeah, from everybody's grandma, what kind of major life lesson we learned from them. So yeah, my grandma's big life lesson is kind of like
cheese. That's what my grandmother was all about.
Bourbon.
She was always asking us if we wanted
bourbon. Yeah. I actually do have that in the story because Granny is like the best drinker with me, but my grandma is all about like just leave your offenses at the door and come on in.
Oh.
Like family's more important than all our problems, kind of a thing. Like whatever problems we
You're-
got with each other,
yeah.
like get over it and just get in here. Let's
Right.
eat and drink and be merry, kind of
Yes.
a thing. So yeah, grandma's all about just
Yeah.
let it go.
Don't bring that.
Even if you do harbor a grudge for like
Right.
30 years,
Yeah.
don't let them know it. Just let them in,
Yeah.
have a visit, and then say goodbye.
Yeah.
She's all about that.
Don't.
And I love that.
Don't
I'm
bring
like,
that crap in here.
don't take the offense, or
Yeah.
even if you do, pretend you're over it for a second. Because, I mean, really, most family get to visit each other for like
Yeah.
2 hours every 5 years. So it's kind of like, get over it. You
Well,
know?
I think if you drop
I think it's good advice from grandma.
Yeah.
Just kind of
if you
like,
drop the defenses on some things,
Yeah.
and just like spend some time with somebody, even if it's somebody you don't like,
right.
which is really hard to do because the whole time you might be like, you might just be fuming, depending on what it is. But I think sometimes when people allow themselves to like put it aside for a second,
Yeah.
they can re-experience the person for like who they
For
used
sure.
to know.
Mhm.
That which also may just reignite it because they're a jerk.
Right. And it's not like, you know, I haven't ever ticked grandma off or vice versa, but it's one of those things, it's like,
Yeah.
does it really matter? At the end
Yeah.
of the day,
Right.
is it one of those things that really matters?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Dude, I put this thing in airplane mode and it's still buzzing.
Yeah.
I thought airplane mode shut everything off. Apparently
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Just shut her down.
And I gotta, don't disturb me, people.
Well, you probably put some
See, this is what
reminders.
happens. They
you
don't
probably
know
got
I'm podcasting in the middle of the afternoon.
You probably
'Cause I
have
don't do
reminders.
that.
You have reminders telling you that you need to be someplace.
Maybe. Everybody knows I podcast and them. Oh, you're going to do your podcast? I'm like, no, I've got to go to the bank, you know. But like everybody assumes I podcast. So you know, we gotta fix this.
Yeah.
We gotta fix it.
You mean fix it like put it back in the morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you'll stop talking about it.
In fact, I see the
we'll
people
do it.
coming in. They're commenting now. They all
Right.
want us to podcast.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the
All
morning.
the people
All
listening
of
right
those
now
people.
live are just bombarding us with comments. Man, so distracting. Please comment on our stuff. So I have 2 races coming up. I wanted to tell you about.
Oh, okay, good.
That was the most insincere good I've ever. Oh my God.
No, do tell us more, Andy.
No. No, not now. That's so rude.
I already know about the one you've been
I-
training for like
Yes.
it's 100
Well,
miles.
so the 100. So I'm doing a fundraiser again this year. It is a 100-mile race. I'm just gonna.
Just tell me about
yeah,
it.
yeah. So it's less. It's actually not as interesting to everybody else. But I started a fund with the Erie Community Foundation. We're starting a fund. That's
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You did
So-
mention that to me. Which I think is great. Good job, Andy.
All right. Gisele, what do you want to talk about?
This race.
Oh my God, I'm done. That's the funniest thing I've heard all week.
This is not the challenge, right? This is the race.
Yeah, this is a race.
Right.
It's 100 race. Anyways, they're going to be posting about it, so just watch for it. That's all I got to say.
Go to Andy Kerr Coaching on
Yeah.
Facebook or Andy Kerr.
Andy
I think
Kerr.
there's only one of you.
Yeah, there's only one that counts.
Yeah.
There's 5 of us.
Find
on
the guy
LinkedIn.
with the big nose.
Yes.
And that's him.
Man, you are pumping me up today. I'm loving it. And yes, yeah, I'll be posting about it, but you can.
Okay, cool. So you
Sponsor.
have a 100-mile race in what month and date time?
October 15th. It's
Oh,
day
it's
after,
soon.
day after my birthday.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It is right, because our birthdays are near each
Yeah.
other.
Yes, they
I
are.
don't know why I forget that, like every
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. Well, your birthday is when? The 20th?
The 19th.
19th. Okay.
You were close.
Yeah.
Closer to me. Are
So-
you doing something big for your birthday this year?
51?
51.
No. No.
Yeah, but because now you're like in your 50s. You should be doing something that makes you in your 50s.
So, okay, my mom is 81 years old, and I'm going to tell you a story about my mother.
Oh, okay.
See, good.
I
That was,
like it.
Yeah, hey, you're very easy to read. So my mom wanted to go for a walk. Goodell Gardens in Edinburgh,
Yeah.
across the street from my mother-in-law, and my mom. We were having a little picnic, and my mom was there. And my stepdad is he's on oxygen, like he's struggling, to get around. My mom is a beast. Like
Yeah.
she is
Good health and
spunky as
lucid.
yeah,
and-
right. She might do the Boulder Beast with me. I mean, she's like. So I was like, "Do you want to go for a walk? We'll go over to the gardens." And she was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm in like heaven. Like if I die and I go to heaven, like I want God to put me in charge of some gardens." And then she was like, "Do you think that the Goodells would mind if I got buried here?"
Oh my god. I'm pretty sure there's rules about that.
Yeah, I was like, "Well, Mom, we wouldn't have to tell him." I was like, I can do it under the cover of darkness,
Oh my
and
gosh.
I can stick you in here and put a little rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Grassy,
Yeah.
a couple flowers.
her nickname's Dee Dee. Like a little rock with 2 D's on it. Like we're good. Like, but my mom is adorable, and she's like, "Yeah, I walk with this other lady, but I keep having to stop for her."
Aww.
Yeah, so she's like.
Grandma's in good shape.
Yeah, and she's my mom.
Oh wait, your mom.
My-
She's like the age of
My grandma is dead.
My grandma's about to be 84.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so your grandmother is
It's
3
like
years
your
older?
mom's age.
Is
I
3
know.
years older
That's
than
why
my
I was
mother.
like, Grandma. Oh yeah.
No.
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 My parents are in their 60s, mid 60s.
Oh, wow.
Because you're a little older than me, so.
Yes, that is true.
My bad.
Yeah. I am older. I'll be in my 50s.
Yeah, in your 50s
Yeah.
next month.
Solidly.
So enjoy that precipice you're
Yeah.
on.
More than halfway to 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And you're gonna make it there.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Anyway, what was the point?
Yeah, so the
Mom.
point, I was talking to my mom, and she was like talking about how she kind of gets sad because she doesn't get to do the things that she used to do, like horseback riding and stuff like that. And she's like, "Do you find that too, like in your 50s now?" I was like, "Okay, Mom."
I think
like,
you're doing more than you ever did.
So I was like, no, I haven't slowed down. I mean, I'm like, if I'm in a sprinting race with 18-year-old me, I'd probably lose.
Right.
But
Right.
18-year-old me would never run 100 miles.
Right.
I was like, I'm not slowing down. I don't plan on it. I'll let you know when it happens, Mom. She's like, okay, that's fun. So she was just, but she was talking about some things that, like as you get older, things you don't get to do.
Oh man, that was the whole week at Grandma's. She was just upset because like it's hard when they're 100% lucid. I want to
Yeah.
say maybe it's hard for people with Alzheimer's, dementia, senility,
Yeah.
whatever. It's I think almost harder for those who keep their full capacity mentally and physically just can't, because then like their mind wants to get up, jump out of the chair and start
Yeah.
doing these things that they know how to
Right.
do, they love to do.
And
the body just won't go with them.
And they still try to do, because my mom is in like she's like in good shape. She had 2 hip replacements, and she's like, man, I'm great now. Like, they're both working well. It's like, they're bionic hips, Mom. And so she was like, I'm a little sore today. I was like, why? She's like, well, there was some gravel in the driveway, and I started shoveling it into buckets, and then picking like buckets of rocks and putting it in the car and driving it around the house and unloading it. I was like, what are you doing? Like, you have 3 sons.
Right.
Well, I didn't want to bother you.
Right. That's their big thing. I didn't want to bother you. Yeah. So my grandmother and my Uncle Joe down there, my Uncle Joe's 90, and he's super, like, slowing down.
Yeah.
He just had a couple of vertebrae repairs, and he's got
that'll slow you down.
Minimal heart, like 30-40% of his heart working.
I know
how this man continues to run a farm, I don't understand. I mean, he doesn't have the cows and stuff anymore, but he's still got to get on the tractor and mow and like take care of business. You know what I mean? And he has a river house and stuff. So my grandma lives at the farm. So we're down at the farm doing some things, just little things, mowing and cleaning up and putting in stuff.
I never understood the 30%. Like, people say, well, my heart's only at 30%. Like, that seems horrible.
I don't understand it either. I'm not a doctor. But like, how is 30% of that thing working and you still are alive? Right. I mean, good news. You can live.
Yeah, you can live apparently on a fraction of your heart. And your
Lord knows we already work on 1/10 of this thing, so.
I thought you said your nose. I thought you were making another 30% of my.
Weirdo.
I have 120%.
No, but I definitely am sad for them because they see the stuff we're doing and they want to help, and they don't want assistance because in their mind it's telling them they can just do it.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate that. And there's nothing that can be done about it.
Right.
But we want to help as much as possible. We want to help Grandma, and that's why I go down, regularly and see what we can do. And so we did a few things for her, but this time we stayed, kind of an extra long time. Normally I only get 2 or 3 days down there, so we stayed for 6 days and got a lot of visit time. And Grandma has got some stories. Let me tell you.
Oh man,
the woman can just story, one after another, and it's fun. It's like back in the old days stories. How the family used to be, or what life used to be, or the old general store, and the crazy, because they were in the
you used
South.
To have to dial people's numbers. You only needed the last 4 digits in your town.
Through civil rights and stuff like that. She's got some interesting stories from living down south in the civil rights times, and how her family ran stores and stuff like that, and how they interacted, the blacks and the whites, and how her family helped do funding for them and hospital care, like when other people weren't doing anything. So her stories were really interesting.
That's awesome.
And to just kind of hear the culture of how it had to transition kind of over the years, and where things are at today, it's crazy.
Oh, wow.
So Granny's got a lot of insight on that stuff.
Man. I definitely would love to come down sometime and meet your grandmother.
Yeah, she's fun. I hope we can get her on here someday. I would love for her to be our first guest. Maybe the only guest.
Awesome.
But so if we can make this thing mobile, maybe we can take this thing to Tennessee.
Yes, absolutely.
After your van is fitted out for travel.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it could be a mobile podcasting station.
Oh my goodness, that'd be amazing.
Oh my God. That's what we're doing.
And you could cook breakfast.
And I'm gonna paint it something other than white.
For sure, you have to. That's a necessity.
Yeah. People are just thinking we're trying to abduct them. Come in and be our guest on our podcast. Here's a puppy. Anyways, not right. So here's the thing, right? There is this balance of what you do, how much you push yourself in life, and what risks you take at certain ages. Is your mom, because I know one of the things my grandma wants to go over with me is kind of not necessarily regrets per se, because my grandmother she's loved her life. It's been hard, it's been great, it's been all kinds of things, many tragedies, many great things have happened. She has had a full life, but she is still, again, lucid enough and in good health. My grandma's in really good health. She's slowing down just like everybody else, but
you know, she's like, what else can she, because she's like, I wish, like, if you had a coffee shop down here, I could do something for it. I could do something for you. Like, she still wants to be a part. She said. So she's involved with her church, and she'll do stuff for them or whatever.
Yeah.
What little bit she can do, she will.
Right.
But it's like hearing what she wishes she kind of would have done, or how she supported this dream and didn't really go on her own or whatever. And so, man, talk about a week of, like, wanting to sit out on the porch with my whiskey and think about where I am today. Am I in the right spot? And do I want to change? Like, me and my boyfriend, we had, like, a couple of discussions.
Yeah.
Like, being with an older person, like, go sit down with an older person.
Yeah.
And it makes you introspective about your life. Because time is so ambiguous to us, and we get so caught up in day-to-day stuff.
Right.
And time is just moving on by, whether we're doing what we want or not, you know? So it's like you can just kind of allow time to keep slipping away and not maybe accomplishing what you really want to accomplish in life and stuff.
Yes.
But when you sit down with someone older and, like, you're looking at yourself, you know, in 40, 50 years, and you're like, crap, when I'm on that seat and somebody's having to take care of my stuff for me, like, will I have done as much as I wanted to do to the point that I can't do some of those things anymore now? Like, she can go out for an hour. She can't go for a 4 or 6 hour hike like I can do today. Yeah. And I'm like, did I hike enough this decade? Because, like, I'm not getting it back, you know? So that has me in this, I'm not going to say a funk. I don't want to call it that, but it definitely has me in this
like a contemplative, introspective,
And that's kind of where I've been since this trip, and I think my boyfriend's in there too. We talked about some things like, what do we really want? You know, like, what do we really want to accomplish, and how many things do we really want to have, or how much do we actually want to do? And it's just like we went into it, man. We dove, and we've got a lot of conversations to have because of that.
It's such an important conversation.
But I'm in this muddled space at the moment, kind of like, I am doing a lot of things I want to do, and I've been successful to a point, but it is definitely, you know, it's hard because it's like, but a lot of what I want to do and the things I've planned don't involve me being around my family a whole lot or staying around the family. And then it's like, am I ready for that? You know, because these little moments, like going down to visit grandma, like they make me miss being with family more and seeing her and whatever. And so the whole family right now is kind of in this turnover of, we've got aging family we need to help take care of, and we've got young families with babies, and, you know, so being dispersed is hard, you know, as a family kind of across the nation. We have family everywhere, and so that's hard. And so now we're kind of like, do we shift what we want to do to be with them over here? Or,
you want to get, like, and I think that's what I like. I
want what I want out of life, but I definitely don't want to lose sight of what ultimately really is important, you know, at the end of life.
Because there's this, like, I want to see it all. I want to go to the places. I want to, you know, I want to extract everything, like Dead Poets Society. I always think of that, like, you know, like sucking the marrow out of life.
Man, that's a good movie. I haven't seen that in so long.
We should watch it together.
We should. That is a good one.
Then we'll do a podcast on it. Our reactions to Dead Poets Society. And then we'll watch The Matrix. Just kidding. But like this conversation with my mother, and she was saying like how much she loves it here. She still things that she wants to do. And I was thinking like, man, are there things that you are neglecting to do right now because you're scared? You know, like in the sense, like I'm older, so I don't play tackle football anymore, right? So like even 10 years ago, even when I was in my 40s.
Well, I think I mentioned I don't do the dangerous things on a horse that I before didn't even think about. Now I'm like, meh, it's not worth it. I'll just go pet my horse today.
Your horse is older too, so she's like,
exactly.
That's good.
She's
That's
like,
plenty.
We don't have to jump over things if you don't want to.
We can just snuggle. What if we just stay here in the barn today? You have some coffee. So there are so many things that I want to continue to challenge myself, because when we do that, it's good for us. It's healthy for us. It's inspiring to us. But I want to continue to do these races, which like when I get tackled by young people, I get injured, right? And the older I get, the more injured I get. Like I've had 5 different surgeries because of literally tackle football.
5?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you kept playing after
well,
number 3?
so one of the surgeries was bench pressing. When I ripped my boob in half.
Oh,
yeah. So
ouch.
anyways, but my point is, like, okay, like the injuries sustained aren't, I'm like, I can't do that anymore because I want to do these other things. I much rather challenge myself in the races,
Right.
raise money, do it for, charity, things that are more meaningful to me than like breaking something playing with teenagers or college students.
Not that it wasn't fun, but
it
meaningful
was,
is
right,
what we're looking at here.
Right. And at the time, I was doing college ministry, so I felt like, okay, I can connect.
Yeah.
We could, like, maybe they can nurse me back to health, those kind of things. But like, I am making choices. I'm not going to do this anymore because I still want to do this.
These things. Yeah.
But like, if you still have to take risks, otherwise. You lose life. You lose.
Well, and I think that's part of why it's hard, like for older people like my family, they keep doing some things they shouldn't be doing. And on the one hand, I'm like, go for it, because I can't believe you're even trying.
Yeah.
So many people have given up by your age, you know, 84 and 90. Like, my uncle's out there literally mowing the lawn, but he like fell asleep and like nicked a tree. Thank God he woke up on a tractor, mind you.
Man.
It's like we keep saying, shouldn't you hire that out? Like seriously.
Right.
But
there's this
he's afraid of dying. If he's afraid of literally just dying because he doesn't have something to do, he wants to keep going, and like God bless him, he's right.
Yeah.
Like you see people who do that, they just wither away. And
did I ever tell you that story?
Where's the connection of challenge versus
like,
injury?
Right. And
like challenge yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe just getting out of bed and taking a small walk was a challenge.
Right.
Yeah, and that's where I don't know. That's where I'm kind of like, I want to like be with family, but I also want to do the things where Grandma's like, if I was 10 years, even just 10 years younger, I'd be doing this. She's like, kind of like, if I'd known I was going to live this long, because you don't know.
Right.
She's like, I might have only lived to 75, but here I am, almost 85. And had I known that I was going to get injured, I would have done so many things.
So
but
true.
I thought I had, because she's had some injuries from an accident and stuff. And so hearing her talk about these things, and I'm asking, what would you have done, Grandma? Because like maybe I need to do something.
Yeah, I need to think about this stuff.
Exactly.
Right, I gotta put it on the list.
She did. She talked a ton about that, and man, did she just give me a lot to think about. She just kind of laid my plate out there, like, girl, kind of like, don't waste your life, and you've got someone that loves you, and you guys need to really enjoy yourselves and go do things together, but. Connecting that with staying grounded with family is kind of what we have to think about our future now.
Right.
That's really the vision of it. How do we do all that stuff to fulfill ourselves and
not lose
really
the connection, the vital connections?
Because she's too old for us to like. There's been times I didn't see her for 5 years. Like that can't happen again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That kind of disconnection because I'm over here just doing my life, and it goes so fast you don't realize that time slipped away until you're like, how has it been? 5-10 years since I've connected with people.
And my mother and my stepdad, they live part of the year in Florida, right? And I feel like, well, half the year, like, something could happen. Like, I'm not close to Florida, and I don't, I want to, there's so many stories, so many questions I have for both of them. Like, my dad's funny, he's also 81, and he does a lot of fly fishing. And he always said the way he wants to go is he wants to be fishing in a stream with a fly rod that he built, using a fly that he tied, and he wants to hook like the biggest fish that he's ever had.
Have it drag him down the
creek. And like that be the end, right? So like last summer, he's like, and there I was standing in the stream, using a fly rod that I built and a fly that I tied, and I hooked the biggest fish I ever. He was like, "Oh Lord, not yet, not yet." I didn't mean now.
I meant to put a designated time.
I just meant sometime.
Sometime in the far future, when I'm still doing this.
Right. But I think all those, like, my parents talk about, like, if my mom said, if something happens to your stepdad, like, I probably won't stay in Florida. I'll probably come back because all you kids are up here.
Right.
And but just thinking through like those things and considering like, I don't know, my mom said, you know, like jokingly, but like maybe I should get married. Like people are thinking about where should I have my body sit, you know, for like that. Like I don't, like I'm not thinking about that.
Right.
Yet.
I am definitely not thinking about that. I don't even know where I want to like live, like build a house or
right.
don't build a house or like. But I know like two big things for sure came out of the visit was that I want to stay connected with the family, especially as they're aging. And I definitely want to travel more.
Yeah.
You know, it's, again, one of those things, time is slipping away. And a lot of grandma's things is, I never got to see this, and I never went and saw that because money's always in the way, or time's always in the way. There's always some kind of problem. She's like, find a way to stop having problems and just go. Like, just go.
Yeah.
And I've traveled enough that I adore it, and I want to do that as, like, a hardcore part of my life.
Yeah.
But it doesn't just happen. You know, and literally that's where, you know, Dom and I started talking, like, okay, his big thing, he wants to go to Italy. Like, I've been there, but not to the parts he wants to go, like Sicily and Rome.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm like, I looked up, literally it was like, say we went in December. I was like, dude, $750 out of Erie, round trip, Airbnb, $100 a night.
Yeah.
Like, there's
you can do
not an actual reason to not go.
Right.
I'm like, that the cost for that, we could just tell everyone there are no Christmas presents this year. We're going on vacation.
Yeah, there's a Christmas present for us.
Exactly.
Sorry. We figuratively sold all of your presents.
There's
and we're
nothing
buying
wrong with that.
No, absolutely
By the
not.
way, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Yeah.
And
like, we love you guys. Merry Christmas. And
here's a
we're
card.
going to go experience life for a second.
Yeah.
And, you know, especially the two of us, we have, like, businesses that we say are in the way, like either low on employees or too many, like, at the end of the day, we can make it happen. Yeah. We can change customers around. We can close the shop down. Like, we have, that's one of the benefits of owning your own business. We actually have the power to do that. Mm-hmm. And so it's just a matter of us usurping that power for our own good.
Right. Yeah, which should probably happen more than it does for business owners.
And that's what we're super duper hardcore gonna be working on moving into. To say the end of this year already. Like, it's September. This is the time, because like November, December just flies away. So it's really the next 2 months are kind of like what you're gonna get done for the end of the year. Yeah. Because by the time November hits, you're it. You're just eating cookies from that point on. And hi, 2023.
I was saying to a friend, like I have both my brothers are awesome dudes. Like, they're fantastic human beings. I don't spend enough time with them. I think we all. I mean, I like them. I think they like, you know, like.
It's weird. I keep trying to connect with them, and they're always unavailable.
They're just busy. I don't understand it. But like those are the kind of things I feel like I really need to do. Actually, my one older brother was like, "So what's happening with the comedy thing? Are you gonna do it or
Did
not?"
He really?
Yeah, yeah.
Good job, bro.
Yeah.
hold the torch to him.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know.
So that's it. Stay connected. Be, you know, keep working towards what you want, things you want to do, and like, I don't know, how's it affecting you people out there that are aging? Maybe a 20-year-old listening doesn't feel this at all yet, but I think the whole 40 to 50-year-old crowd is like,
and I would
how's
love
the next
to
half of this
know,
life gonna go?
Like tackle football, what's the thing that you've decided that you're not going to do? Like, what's your tackle football thing? Yeah, I want to know that too.
There's no more gaming on horses or anything like that for me.
Okay.
Like, that's not, there's
no more jousting?
No more jousting. Done with that.
Oh, I want to joust so
I'm really
bad.
just a snuggle and trail ride kind of girl.
That's adorable. Good.
Yeah.
Well,
so yeah, awesome. That would be interesting. Tell us what your thing is.
Yeah. Thanks. Love you guys.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.
This might be our last afternoon podcast.
I was just gonna say they aren't so bad.
Oh yeah, they're not so bad.
Okay. See you in the morning.
Okay. Peace out, guys.